let's start with you, Matt. Coming back to this project, for those who haven't seen the first film, can you just tell us about your character and where we left off with him and where we find him in this film?
I play Ken, and we don't really know that much about him in the first film. A lot of our responsibility was just creating this Altman-esque world backstage of what was going on. All we really know is he's a swinger who likes recreational drugs and sells them. In this film, he's much more fleshed out. He's much more the spiritual stripper. He's kind of, he's the guy who meditates in the morning and strips at night, which was a contradiction that I thought was fascinating. I think contradictions are always interesting, especially when the film is somewhat comedic. To have somebody who's practicing Reiki, but also like trying to translate that healing over to women was really interesting to me.
And Donald, you're new to this, so can you tell us a little bit about your character and how you got involved with this project?
My character's Andre. He's kind of a hustler on a level of like he's doing like his own music and but also like I guess stripping, but like it's more of just he's like kind of using his talent in both worlds to like kind of make it not necessarily transition, but like. Yeah, he does, I guess, see himself as like a healer. Like, he's like, okay, like I'm doing, this is a service, like in the entertainment business is kind of a service. I got into the project, Greg Jacobs was like nice enough to, I guess, just like invite me to, I read for it, and then he saw a freestyle I did on the radio, and was like, oh, could you do this, like, for real? I was like, yeah, I could, like, oh, I was like, could you do this in a thong? Like, maybe, like, you know? So, like, I was just, like, very intrigued by, like, this. It felt like the right kind of tone and, like, an interesting thing to do, like, and it also, like, felt like a really, like, after I saw the first one, I was like, wow, this is, like, a very cool way to, like, do the second. Like, people don't really put as much time and effort into sequels as, like I like, and I was like, this is a really cool take and a good way to get into that world.
That was what interested me so much about coming back, was not only this great group of guys and girls who we loved working with so much in the first film, but the world they had carved out. The tone was completely different. Now it was this big, fun road trip movie in the vein of The Last Detail and Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, where these guys are learning so much about themselves and who they are, where they're going, what they're going to do after this last hurrah. And the fact that it surprised me with what I expected and it wasn't just a rehashing of the first film was a big reason why I wanted to come back.
It was fantastic. So your two characters meet in Club Dominus. So what was the significance of that club? Can you talk a little bit about that? And Jada brings so much to that role there, so talk about working with her. I'll start with you, Donald.
Well, I work in that club. The Andre character works in that club, and I guess it's like, I wish something like that existed. Something like that.
I think it's like, going to after people
see
this. Did there.
It's pretty fun. Like it's just kind of this split, like half women, half men, like. But like also you can go on both sides, like really cool, kind of like dark, more, I say closer to burlesque than strip. It's like almost like they're doing like these services that like behind closed doors. It's just like it's a very cool, fun atmosphere, and like I guess Jada is the head of that of both of these worlds, and you can kind of see like throughout the movies, like she's had a really big impact on just like the stripper culture in general. Like just like everybody like reveres her, and like she's. I learned a lot from her. Just you can see in the last scene, it was like that's me just like kind of being like, wow, like how do you do that? Like how do you become a ringmaster for a movie? Like a lot of people can't pull that off anymore. Like because it's a very
she made it look easy.
It seems so easy, but it's not. Like
her performance in this is so. I mean, it blew me away. I've been a huge fan of hers for years, and she just brings. This movie needed a really powerful female figure, and I feel like all the women characters in it are given such a strong voice. They're their own women. They're not there to serve a male character. They have their own thing going on, but at the same time, they're sexy and accessible and approachable, and I think that's really, I wish I saw more women represented that way on film, and she was brilliant to watch. And our relationship in the movie was so integral to my character because seeing him do his thing, which he came in and just crushed on day one. He was rapping and stripping and singing all at one time, which is a really tall order on a set of an already established movie where everybody else knows each other. He just came in and did it. And it was so easy for me, because I am so inspired by him as an artist, to just translate that into our characters, and then to try to get to do my own thing at the end of the movie was sort of a natural progression.
It was done very well. I'm sorry, was that a double?
You want to switch the tapes?
Yeah, but I wanted a double and then I needed just a couple minutes.
Okay, all right.
Is that all right?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
fine.
Thanks. So you speak about being back with these guys too, and this is you're just
First
entering
time.
this group. What was it like getting back together with this core group of guys?
Amazing. I mean, I really do think it all starts with Channing. All these guys are incredible, but I think the mark of a great leader is somebody who is generous enough that he's not just up on top of the hill like pointing fingers. He's reaching his hand down to lift you up and make you feel like you want to work hard for him, and that's just what Channing embodies to me. And so no one had changed since the first one. That was the really refreshing thing, and we were able to pick up the same dynamic. We had smaller parts in the first film, but Channing only ever treated us with respect and dignity, and so it was easy to kind of just pick right up where we left off.
Yeah. And how was it joining this crew?
It was great. Like it was, I guess seamless. Like I had just gotten off tour, and it was like, that's my family. And then I got to this, and like I was at home in Georgia, and like, but I still felt very weird. Like I was like, I don't know really like what I'm gonna be doing here. Like I hope I can pull it off, because everybody here is like, Channing's so established, like Matt, and like everybody has their thing, and I felt very out.
Yeah,
very
you're just
welcome.
a Grammy nominated, super talented.
Well, this
I
is
mean-
different. This is different. Like it felt like it was like it's a very different world, and also like something that people already are like, we love it. Like we love it. Don't fuck this up. As opposed to like, can I say that? Like they're like, don't mess this up. As opposed to like, oh, we're trying something. But I knew I had to like like you said, Channing's like amazing. Like he called me. He was like, this is what we kind of like are feeling for this, but you just do what you do. Like we want to just see what you have. Like so, it really does kind of feel like the real life kind of parallels the movie in a sense. Just like show us what you got, like a little bit, and you're like, I hope this is nice, but like everybody's supportive, so it's good to be naked in front of those people.
It's true.
Yeah.
So
It worked very well.